Welcome to the American League Show. I'm Ryan Schlesinger here alongside Robert Crable, Matthew Sadik, and Chris Verma. And today we will be discussing who is going to win the American League pennant in the year 2024. You have a very interesting race coming up this year in October. The Guardians and the Orioles currently sit atop the American League with 57 wins. Both are unexperienced, so we aren't sure how they will perform in the playoffs. You also have more experienced teams like the New York Yankees. So what do you guys think? I'm going to go to you first, Chris.
Well, the Yankees started the season off very well, as we know, and then kind of had a little bit of a decline here in the months of June and July. I've really struggled, especially in this month, not winning a lot of games. Pitching has struggled a lot. But I think the Yankees, if they start to get a little bit more healthy, we know what Aaron Judge and Juan Soto are capable of doing. At least they've shown it this year. And maybe there's still a contract extension still going on with Soto. But I think if the Yankees can finally come together, kind of get out of this slump here in July, they can get something going.
Robert, what are your thoughts?
Well, so the 2023 MLB American League pennant went to the Texas Rangers, who defeated the Houston Astros 4-3 in the best-of-7 series. So prior to the season, the Texas Rangers were listed as high as a 25-1 betting choice to capture the American League pennant. So I think the Texas Rangers are going to go for it again.
Yeah, Robert, that's an interesting take there because the Texas Rangers are currently 44-49. They have a very banged-up pitching staff. Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer, a lot of injuries on that Texas Rangers team. They're 7 games back of wild card spot. I'm not sure that's a very good pick, Robert, but we have a live audience here, live from the Guaranteed Rate Field. Does anyone have a question in our audience?
So I know, Robert, you said that you think the Rangers will be able to win the American League. If you do think that, and maybe even further to the World Series, how do you think they'll be able to succeed to go back-to-back?
Just keep up their offensive game, keep up their defensive game. Yeah.
I'll add on. Who do you think is going to be the team that gives the Rangers the most trouble in the playoffs?
Any ideas, people?
Well, my take is that the Texas Rangers will miss the playoffs. It's very uncommon that a World Series winner misses the playoffs in the next year. But yeah, I really just don't see it. I think the Astros and the Mariners, one or the other, will win the AL West, and the Rangers are pretty much destined for third place, barely even ahead of the Angels and the A's. The Rangers have just been really underwhelming this season. Robert, I mean, what teams are going to trouble the Rangers in the playoffs? You had them in the playoffs.
I mean, probably the Houston Astros, maybe the Kansas City Royals. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
All right. Matthew, what's your take?
Yeah, so I got the Cleveland Guardians. Okay, these Guardians insane. 5 All-Stars. Emmanuel Clase, the best closer in baseball. Okay, Steven Kwan, he's been on fire. One of the best hitters in baseball. And you just look at Jose Ramirez, as my boy Samuel Levine would say, one of the best power hitters in baseball. I got the Cleveland Guardians. I understand they're unexperienced, but they're going to do it this year.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Orioles. We saw them get swept in the ALDS last year to the eventual World Series champion Texas Rangers, but I think they get the job done this year and make their first World Series appearance in quite some time. Adley Rutschman is playing great, probably the best catcher in baseball. Gunnar Henderson is playing at a possible MVP level. I still think Judge will win it, but Gunnar Henderson definitely a candidate, probably going to finish in the top 3. And they're probably going to get some pitching pieces at the deadline to help bolster their bullpen and rotation. Maybe a guy like Tanner Scott from the Marlins reuniting with the Orioles this deadline, and I think this is the year for them to get the job done and at least make it out of the American League. Any other thoughts, guys?
You should be good.
All right, that's all. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching or listening to the Sports Talk Radio live show about the American League live from Guaranteed Rate Field in the south side of Chicago. We're going to wrap things up. We'll see you again tomorrow.